we're going to record this again because I've been recording now and so much has happened between the SP crashing and just recording. All right, so let's talk about what I was showing in here. AUM, this is AUM. It's a mixer app that you can get. This is what it looks like right here. You can see my finger pointing at it. That's AUM. It comes up. This is a channel. Just like in a DAW, you'd have channels probably that run linear. Their channels just run this way. Your instrument goes here. Your effects go here. And this is whatever the output is. This is one way to record in, which is actually a good way in my opinion, because you get a keyboard that you can use to play the instrument. The other way is just to open the instrument without that. So for instance, Model D, I used it with tonality to play chords. Now that's not the instrument I used. I used the Wabi Sabi Waves pack that he made for the model. This is the Moog Model D. And then I grabbed one of his keys, which was Old Movies. Now this thing is loud, which is good and bad. It's bad because I need it to come down just a little bit more. All right, cool. Jeez. It's still so loud. How did I record that in without it clipping like that? I have no clue. Maybe it's because I have the iPad too loud. Nope, it's just loud. But anyway, I used it to record in, and this is what I came up with. Let me make sure. So it's very loud. What I like to do is put all of them on fixed and then just go in and adjust the volume in here. As long as it's not clipping in here, this is pretty loud though. So this is why I like AUM. Let me show you this. Close it out. If you do it that way, or in AUM, so let's say I came in AUM and I dropped in, where is it? Moog Model D. Okay. You still have your instruments here you can play. If you touch here, all your instruments are here. And we'll go back to the waves. And that was under the keys. These are all the presets for those that don't know. Many people that watch iOS video stuff kind of already. Did I use this one or did I use the other one? Hold on a second. Let me see. All right, hold on. Let me, I want to make sure that tonality is connected. So see right here, look at this. You can drop this. This is what I used. I used a different preset. No wonder that thing was so loud. This is Keys Johnson is what it is. Perfect. And see how I have this level here? If I just need to bring that thing down, it's so much easier just to go in to this mixer. Plus, I'm going to show you why I think this is better is because if you want to save a set as to what you did, you can save it and have all your set there and you go right further back to it if you need to fix something. But see how it's clipping still? Like I might want to come on down about here. Which I'm fine with that, right? I don't want it clipping in here. Like this is clipping, but I'm not going to change it now that I've already done it. So if you throw something in, you like what you got, and you don't want to change, that's fine. I get it. Just go in and drop the volume in here. Okay. Now this is basically, let me show you. This is why I say I like having it in here versus, this is my tenor sax. And one of the things cool about Swam, if you open it up, you see you can't really play here. This is ridiculous trying to play that, but they have a play mode. So you can go in, put 25 keys. Now this one I would play on here because they have pitch bend and vibrato. right? So you can do it right on the keys. Same thing with this. Playing it right on the notes there is better. The only reason I would use this is if I really felt like I needed it, but you could play here. So what I did was I used the chords here. I'm going to take off the, that. We don't need that. Nope. Hide that. We don't need the keyboard. All right. Some people like to do this up here, which you can route it. I'm not interested. And the reason I'm not interested is because a lot of times I'm using something to slide over. So I don't even know if it sees the slide over. Does it see the slide over? Oh, it does. Okay. But I don't want to do all that. I prefer just click the 3 here, tell the in. I want this to be in or out, etc. You can use the SP to control this too, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like I have more control. Plus, I want my chords. The SP is not going to let me play these big old chords like that. 9th chords, 6 9th chords, 7 sustained chord. It's just not there yet, right? So without having a keyboard, I could do that on here. Because all I have to do is touch the chord. You can build chords. You can buy scalar pack chords, put them in here to tonality, or you could just use scalar. Scalar is in the iOS pack right now. Let me switch my Bluetooth. Give me a second here. I want to make sure that my volume is coming through. Hopefully, I'm still clear on the phone that you guys can hear it. Okay, so all right, so I recorded in the bass. Okay, so I'm gonna stop that. And then there's some L.J. drums. Okay, simple as that. So my drums are in here, which I pull off my SD card. Everything else I'm gonna play into it, and I'm gonna use this as my rack, right, to send in. And then this is a controller. Now the sound switched over to my Bluetooth. I have to apologize again because I'm gonna have to take that off because it should be coming through the SP right here, but for some reason there we go. All right, we're back. See, it's still clipping up here, but right here, you notice the output. So I'm gonna record something just for a test purpose, okay? That's all I need. I just need to test it. That looks good to me. So I'm going to roll with it. You might want to do that to test your volumes when you record in. We do have a meter like if you go into not skip back. If you go into record, we actually have a meter now. So before you press a pad, you might want to check that. It's sticking in it. Yep. Really? Hold on, let me move this over here. Most of these have a panic button to stop it if it does that. Sometimes something will stick. I'm going to use that. That's one way to do it too, right? Just slide it off, slide it back on. Okay, sorry about that. Every now and then you get a note that sticks. Okay. So where were we? So check your meters here. As long as you're not going too high up where you're clipping, I'm going to raise the volume. So now let's record just as a test. Look at that. That's pretty good volume. Nice. I'm going to delete it now. I'll keep what I recorded, but I highly suggest using these meters now. That's a really smart thing they added to the SP, I have to admit. is when you go and record. Now you have it's hard to see, but if you're sitting in front of it, it's easy to see. It's right here. It's literally just basically it's this same bar, so you can see whether you're clipping or not. So you don't have to guess anymore on the levels of what you want to be at. You can always adjust the level to up here of it if you feel like it's too loud, if it's coming in too hot. If it's coming in too hot, adjust your level before you record. Just, you haven't hit a button yet, so you're good. If you feel like it's too hot, you got this meter here, or this bar here for this channel. You can turn the volume down and record in a little bit less. All right, so we're not going to record. I was just showing you that. So here it is. So then go to your pattern. Okay, there you go. So this is why I say if you like a lot of instruments, you want some good instruments, the iPad is the way to go. If you aren't going to use a computer, if you're more of like the inbox person, but you want some sounds and you don't want to go out and buy a full keyboard and spend a bunch of money, one way to save is to use just the apps. The apps are much cheaper. You could get quite a few apps for really inexpensive, especially on Black Friday, because they do sales. So you can buy the Swam stuff if you want horns, if you want a good synth bass / whatever other synth you want to use. I think the Mini Moog is probably one of the best. The iFretless is good for this. If you can afford to get Piano Tech, oh my goodness, Piano Tech stuff is really nice for piano on iPad. The fact that you buy it on desktop, it'll give you to your iOS version too. It's pretty cool. There's also demos of that, so you could take a look at the demo of it if you want to. And what else? Oh, and then all the effects that you can use. So like typically I wouldn't just record a horn just straight like that. I might use like an EOS 2, which is a reverb. And I like to use like an ambient sound, right? Pick it, then you could adjust how much you want of it. Like I might want to do 30%. So now when you hear it, it'll sound like. That real. Oops, I hit a bad note, but whatever. It's okay. You can expand it a little bit and get you a little more. I like the notes to be longer because I like to be able to go down or up. And if you strike it in the middle, you got more play. But when you're playing, just let yourself be free, especially when you're playing a lead. In my opinion, you be more free with it, and you'll find that if you just record freely with it, you'll get more expression from it versus if you try to sit there and be so perfect at hitting everything, you're going to find that you're not as expressive. Give yourself the 25 keys if you can, so you got more. At least you get almost 2 octaves, right? 25, and you can play. So now you have all that expression. This is a terrible play for me because it doesn't sound good. I personally probably would delete this and just record again until I got the one I like. I also like to get multiple takes, or like a good 8 bar of a lead minimum, sometimes 16, just depending on how I feel on the song. But now that you see I took that out, hit record here, TRX mode, we're going to go in and remove that because that's not in the track anymore. If you want overblow, Yes. I have fun doing that. Now, see, that's where the iPad can be fun. It's just quick. It's easy to set up a little, you know, 3 or 4 instruments right here in front of you. Pick which one you're going to play on. Jump on it, play. If you need your chords, pull your chord tonality up for your chords. If you just want to play a lead, another type of lead, maybe you want to have, not hardware. If you want to play another type of lead, maybe you find some instrument like this. As soon as it loads, use the keyboard down here. Now, all of these typically will have some type of keyboard, except for this one. I don't see one, but let's say you want to go in and put a pad. Okay, so you got options. This is probably not the best instrument for this song because this is more like an 80s sound, whereas I'm looking for more like kind of jazzy. So you can also get pianos. I mean, there's a million instruments. It depends on what you want. You got percussive stuff if you want to bring in some shakers or something, like, because maybe you don't have the shakers you want, but you got some here you could sample, right? So turn on the keyboard. Now, if you set the tempo up here, everything that you're playing at, so if like everything is set here, it just locks in. So what's cool about this is, let's say this tambourine is cool, but you don't like where it's sitting. You could go in and adjust it. I'm gonna just throw some shots in here like so. Tells you what note it's on. Catch the beat. Then you have different presets that give you different sounds. Here's some neo soul. Let's rock with that. See what that does for us. Anyway, there's so many options, and these options are a lot cheaper than buying a full-on board and stuff that you're going to have built-in sound. Now, I get the idea of having like a nice package deal, but if you're in a small space, like I'm in a really small space, when it comes to, I couldn't have a full-on board on my desk. It just would take up the whole desk, and it would be kind of pointless too, because I'm not performing nowhere live, so I don't really need all that if I'm just making some tracks or making a beat or whatever. So the idea is find what works for you, but I think the iPad is a great solution. Then seeing that it powers the SP, and on top of that, you have plenty of options for sounds. That's it for this video. I really did not want to make this video 100 times. I already made it like 3 times now, and I don't like editing at all, so I prefer just to re-record if I mess up, or if I think it really needs to be re-recorded, I'll do it. Like when this sucker crashed, drove me crazy, but I did what I had to do. And so I just wanted to show you guys that using the iPad, and I'm sorry about the glare too. Like if I turn this light off, you guys will see it, the glare will go away. But unfortunately, I want you to be able to see the SP also, and you can't see it if I have it off. So just wanted to show you that it's pretty simple to get some ideas going. Sometimes you just need percussion. Grab yourself a percussion instrument. If you need something else, you can build a collection of instruments that you want. The Model 15 is another good Moog instrument if you're into this type of sound. They have presets for these too, with pads, with all kinds of stuff in here. And they're always loud, and I don't know why. I don't know why they are just like the loudest presets I have ever heard. Like, this is not a joke. Like, serious, that's loud. So, yeah, so you have... Why is it so loud? Seriously, though, I got to find out why they make this so loud. The Model 15 is probably one of the weirdest, in my opinion, is one of the weirdest instruments that I have no clue what it's like. What, I don't get it, but I know it's got some. It's some trippy stuff, let me tell you. So like the unique sounds like that, if that's what you're into, Model 15 has that. I like them, but I have to play with them a lot to find stuff that I like. I think this is like the Moog Model D is like a guaranteed win. You're gonna like it if you like anything bassy synth. It's just fits every style just about for synth. But anyway, find yourself some different ones that you like, and just work from there. I said I wasn't gonna make this long, so I'm serious. I'm gonna end it now. Otherwise, I'll keep talking. So that's the end of this video. And hopefully you picked up some stuff, how you can use the SP to build songs into it. It's a sampler. Let's be honest, it's a sampler first, an effects box too, and that's what it's best at. From there, you have to figure out how you want to use it. And there's a lot of different ways to use it, but yeah, just find your lane in it and roll with that. All right, I'm out.